What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 23 of Big Hoof Energy. I'm your host, Ryan, and as usual, I get to be joined by my co-hosts, Jackson and Kaylee. Kaylee, we'll start with you. How's your day going? I know you just wrapped up the day out at BAQueduct.
Yeah, day's going pretty well. Baby Yoda ran a massive race. That was pretty nice to see. Beautiful day outside. So, yeah, just rubbing the dust off myself sort of from Belmont Stakes week for sure. But nice day today, good racing.
No doubt. I was out there with you at Saratoga. That was a long 5-6 days of just nonstop racing every day. I don't know how you and Matthew do it. I wasn't even working out there and I was exhausted, so I can only imagine. You guys beat me to the track by about 6 hours every day. You guys were there. It's astonishing. So good on you for getting right back into the swing of things. Jackson, how are things in your neck of the woods, as we like to say now on this show?
Yeah, everything's good. Echo what Kaylee said. Baby Yoda was impressive. There's also allowance race at Churchill with some good sprinters. Nash ended up winning that, but the runner-up ran a massive race too. I think it was Harrodsburg was the name. And then there's a race coming up later at Santa Anita with some more older allowance horses that look, Hijazi versus Eagles Flight is going to be good. So it's kind of weird. You have some 3 nice allowance races all across the country. So hopefully the sprint division picks up some bigger players.
Kind of weird. It's just racing. No, I'm just kidding. It is very strange. We don't ever see this. But yeah, Baby Yoda, I don't know if he had a jet engine on his back, but they knew for sure in that race, as Andy Serling and others would say, because that horse got bet like he couldn't lose, and he could not today. So we're going to go ahead and go into the late pick 5 tomorrow at Belmont at the Big A. Worth noting, there is a double pick 6 carryover. That'll start with race 5 tomorrow. We're not covering race 5, but it is a maiden claiming $20,000 race. But we're going to instead start with the late pick 5. So you got to get your own opinions on the first leg of that. But we'll start with race 6. We're going to mile and 1/8 state bred, optional claim, non-2. Other than I'll get the banner off in just a second. I went with the couple entry and the 4. Jackson singling the 4. Kaylee went 1, 2, 4. So we'll start with the horse on the rail. That's the number 2 slap in the face. Kaylee, you wanted to use this one. It would certainly be a slap in the face if Jackson and I got knocked out first leg by this horse.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to protect myself a little bit in this first leg. I feel pretty safe with the number 1, Baron of Sealand, and the number 4, Smooth Breeze. I mean, is a pretty smart single, but I did want some more coverage. The 2, I mean, definitely first off, a layoff over good turf to run a race like that, an 80 buyer speed figure. First off the bench, definitely second back off the bench. Going to take this one pretty seriously, especially blinkers coming off as well. Dylan Davis aboard. So yeah, I included this one on my ticket. Obviously draws the rail, but it broke pretty well from the rail last time. So I think this one should sit a nice trip, second off the bench.
Definitely, it gets blinkers off for this one. Certainly the, I would say, most consistent horse in the race. Just has the issue of kind of getting to the finish line. Jackson, you're singling the 4. 4 is on all of our tickets. What'd you like about this one? Obviously confident enough to start this off as a single.
Yeah, it just feels like he's an improving horse, right? I mean, that last effort was pretty big, I thought. I remember watching that race, and he got a really good trip, to be fair. He stayed by the ground right behind the speed, got out, and the horse was outside. Paddock Passer came to him from the back of the pack, had all the momentum, had first run, and when Smooth Freeze finally got out, he was able to outkick him the wire, and he outkicked him pretty easily. I mean, he won that race by 4. Anytime you win a grass race by 4 lengths, you're way the best in that spot. Paddock Passer came back to run third, beating, I think, a neck or something in Belmont week against a really good field, so that form was validated. And he just seems like a horse on the improve. I mean, he's only 3 years old. He's his 3rd start of the year. He's probably supposed to take another step forward. And anytime you have a horse that has its kind of tactical speed, I mean, he has tactical speed to work out a trip in a race that kind of lacks some speed, and he's able to finish as well. So I think he's just going to be a really strong lean for me. He loses, whatever, I'll just move on and do something else later in the card.
I like it. Yeah, I use this one as well. I thought a very logical horse. Pratt's out of town. Pratt is in Monmouth, I would imagine, as they have Haskell preview day. Kaylee, I'll go back to you for Baron of Sealand, the number 1 that you and I both used on our tickets as well.
Yeah, this horse, I think, could honestly turn out to be a pretty nice horse. I've picked him, the last 2 times, so I'm kind of just like riding with him now, and I like the switch to turf as well. I mean, Liam's Maps can run on literally anything. And the dam is all turf, and the horse certainly runs like he's going to appreciate more distance as well. So this was one that I really wanted on my ticket. Horse that always shows up and is just consistently improving with every start. Gets Kendrick Carmouche aboard for the third time. It now probably going to go looking to go 3 for 3 Carmouche aboard. And again, I just like the surface change and the stretch out in distance as well.
Me too. I saw exactly what you did. I think the stretch out on turf is going to make a difference. And Kendrick has this horse figured out as he's rattled off 2 straight wins. So one I wanted to give a look at. Also a 4-year-old going against a lot of 3-year-olds, including your favorite in Smooth Breeze, which Jackson, I got to question you about because that's an angle you always play against. But this time you're choosing the 3-year-old over the older horses.
I just think this is a good horse. I mean, look, he faced some good horses last year. He's always in State's company. I can forgive the Gulfstream race. It's completely different turf course, and obviously he came back and ran to what was expected of him from last year. I think he's really, really talented. Up the ladder, I think he's going to win this race. I do want to ask you guys about the 5 because that was that was the one that scared me the most. I know he's a second choice, but he looks loose on paper. He's got numbers that are playing quick enough. I was just a little surprised no one else included him. So I'm just curious to hear why you guys don't like the 5.
Just not a horse that finishes off races to me. So one I just wanted to kind of leave off. Same, I kind of saw the same with Slap in the Face. Both of them like clear threats to win, but ones I'm going to try and beat in this spot. Kaylee, what about you?
He's never won at the 1 1/8 distance, and now he's looking to get that distance first off the bench, and he's also never fired first off the bench either. So I thought that was a really good reason to play against. Like, I'm sure you guys agreed as well.
Very good reasons there. All right, that's the first leg. I don't think there's any others we need to talk about. One more time for the pick 5 tickets. I went with the coupled entry in the 4. Jackson singled the 4. Kaylee went 1, 2, 4. Move on to the second leg. It's race number 7. It's a mile, 1-turn mile on the dirt, claiming $10,000. I'll throw the ticket back up. I singled the 7. Jackson went 1, 6, 8. Kaylee went 1, 7, 8. So we'll start on the rail, and we'll start with you, Jackson. Take it away on Winter's Ghost.
Yeah, it's just a race. I'm trying to survive, honestly. I'm using 3. You could definitely use more if you wanted to. I thought it was a tough race. I do like Winter's Ghost in here on the rail, just dropping out of tougher races. That last race, coming from $20,000 claimers into 10, I do think that's going to make a difference for this horse. And he's nothing creative in here. He's 3-1 on the morning line, but he's got plenty of numbers that make him awfully competitive against this group. And you're looking at his buyers, looking at his time for him. They're pretty good. They stack up very nicely against everyone else. The only number that really compares in this field is the 2 Tiberius Mercurius, his most recent effort, but that came in the slop, that came going 2 turns. I'd question that one, whether he can replicate that one here. So I do think the 1 is a horse to beat, and I will be using him, especially if he's going to be the second choice in this race.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought the 1 certainly deserved something of a look. I ended up with a single in this one. Kaylee, anything to add on the number 1 Winter's Ghost?
No, not at all. I included this one on my ticket as well. Is really good speed to get out from the 1 hole, and also, dropping back down in class from that last start as well. So I think 3rd off the bench. This one should be pretty dangerous in a race with not too much speed. And I also included, let me reference my ticket. I have the 7 and the 8 as well. The 7 I used, this one I thought should be pretty dangerous as well. That the last race is for sure a standout against this field, or 2 back is a standout against this field. Now the horse is, going a mile distance again, that same distance that he ran that good race. And then also I included the 8 as well. That last race is for sure a standout, and now the horse is dropping in class on top of it. So I think those 3 are going to be pretty dangerous. Wanted to protect myself and use all 3 of them here.
Yeah, I like it. The 8 is the horse outside of my single of the 7. The 8's the horse that I guess I'm scared of the most, just because Steven Shower has had just a red hot start to the meet. But yeah, I ended up singling the 7. He's got this. Ilke Cantomaci has just been on fire with everything he's been claiming recently. So this is a tough enough race. I hit the all button in the next leg, which I don't typically do, because that race was that gave me an absolute headache. But this one, I thought the claim down to 10 made some sense off the claim, and Dylan Davis gets the mount. Cantomaci Barn has been firing great, so I look for this one to take a step up. Jackson, any points on the 6 Cumberland Blues? A frequent flyer on this show.
Yeah, feels like every time he runs, we cover him. Just to add one super quick, I'm glad Kaylee brought up the speed because there really is none. He's going to be in front in this spot, and now he has Ricardo Sandana riding as well, so he's going to be in front. Like that horse a lot in here too. As far as the 6 Cumberland Blues, yeah, that's one. It does feel like we talked about every single time we do one of these shows, but he's very consistent. I mean, he shows up pretty much every time, getting back to his friends. I think this is probably the proper level for him, and he feels like an off the pace type to me in this race. I feel like I have the best of the speed in the 1, and I have the 6 and 8 also covered. I think the 7's gonna be closer. Would you agree with that, Ryan? 7's gonna be second or third early, probably. So my way I'm trying to get out of this race is the 1 on the lead, and if the speed wins, it's gonna be the 1 over the 7, and if it falls apart, it's gonna set up for the 6 or the 8 from off the pace.
That's very fair. That is race. What is that? Race number 7. Yep, race number 7. Of the late pick 5. One more time with the tickets. I went with the 7 as my single. Jackson went 1-6-8. Kaylee 1-7-8. We'll move on now to race number 8. 7 furlongs. Restricted claimers 17,500 on to lifetime. As soon as it loads, we will continue with that. There we go. To throw the tickets up, I mentioned earlier, I hit the all button. Jackson went 2-5-6. Kaylee went with a single of the 7. So Kaylee, we got to start with you. The number 7 trade imbalance, first off the claim for Linda Rice, who also owns this colt.
Yeah, definitely first off the claim, Linda Rice is a good angle to play. I mean, I needed to find a single somewhere in this sequence, and you kind of alluded to this race being a bit of a headache. You can make sense out of a few of the horses on paper, but I wanted to take a shot and single the 7. Linda Rice has amazing numbers, obviously, first off the claim. This horse is going to go 7 furlongs, and the only time that we saw that horse go 7 furlongs, he had a lot of difficulty in that start. Now gets class relief as well off of that last one. And if you look at the running lines, going a mile last time out, this one should really benefit from the cutback in distance. So decided to single this one. It's pretty good speed as well to get involved, but also shown the ability to pass horses as well. So I thought that this was a strong single in the sequence. Going to take a shot.
Yeah, I like it. Single of the 7 trade imbalance. Jackson, you went with the number 2 as one of your 3, Diabolico. Jenna Antonucci trains this one with Ricardo Santana in the irons. What do you like about this runner?
Yeah, just real quick, just follow up with what Kaylee said. I love the single in this race because this feels like the ultimate spread race where they're all kind of the same horses. Everyone's going to be using 3 or 4 in here. This is where you get a lot of separation. If you can narrow down to that one horse and be right, it's going to pay that much more. So I like that one a lot. I felt like the favorites and these middle prices all kind of look the same to me. So I kind of just took all the middle prices in this group and just going to hope that one of them wins. This is one of them right here. Going to be from way off the pace probably. He's got no early speed. But he does have a nice late kick. Not quite sure he's going to get the setup he really needs. But if it feels like one of those races where they're either going to go really fast because they all want it or they're just going to crawl. So hoping for this horse they go really fast and he can come picking up the pieces late. Because, again, he's a horse that his numbers are kind of right there with all the favorites. So I'm definitely want to use him on my tickets.
Yeah, no doubt. Another one he used was the number 6, Prince of Truth, for Chatterpaul and Mirage.
Yeah, class dropper here, right? Coming out of a much tougher race, much tougher last 2 races, really. You look at the race 3 back where he was at this level, and he finished it okay second. I know he was odds on there, was probably supposed to win, but now he's got an outside post. He got his Mirage, which I do like. Blinker's coming off. He should be somewhat forwardly placed in here. And again, he's another one. He's got 61, 65, 65. That's faster than what the 7 and the 9 and the 8 have been doing. And those are your 3 more than line favorites. So if you're looking purely at speed figures, he's arguably the horse to beat in this group, and he's going to be a much better price.
Yeah, he definitely could be. Another one you used is the number 8, Brave Bear, for Friedman and Silvera.
Did I use the 8?
Right? I thought you went 2-6-8. Did I make that up?
No, you did. No, I think I used the 5.
Yeah, you went 2-5-6. No, you're right. The 5, Shaking the Bell. Rudy and Rudy.
And another price horse in here. Again, kind of same case with this one. Again, it has that 62 buyer to run back to from the 2 back start. Little brief freshening last time. Ran okay behind a couple of these. Really wasn't that far behind him. So I want to give him another shot too. And again, in these pick 5s, when you have connections like these, I know Rudy's very well meant, but rider that's only winning 4% on the year. There's not gonna be many tickets with this horse at 10-1 with a 4% jockey. So if it can get this horse home, it's gonna pay that much more.
Yeah, no doubt. There was not not too much I loved about this field. As I mentioned, I hit the all button. The 8 Brave Bear, I think, would be my top choice. Just because I know this one's going to be forward. This one has some outside positioning with the post draw, and sometimes that's all it takes to trip out in a race like this. So I wanted to give this one a look. Ruben Silveira has been really aggressive in the irons up in New York, so I thought this one deserved a look. I'll play the pick 6, obviously, with the double carryover. I'm not going to not play that. So this will probably be my single, but in the pick 5, I want to spread, use all of them because I genuinely believe any of them can win. But in the pick 6, I think separating in this race would go really far to help in your ticket because this is not the easiest sequence we've ever gone through.
So is that why you wanted me to talk about the 8 because it's your top pick? And you wanted me to say
no?
Nice
I just thought you went. I just thought you went 2, 6, 8. But I'm happy to say a few nice things about this runner. But yeah, no, it was hard to split a lot of these in this race. The 1 and the 3 maybe a little bit tough to make cases for, but even those 2 runners still have races to get back to that can certainly compete in this field. So a tough race 8 as it goes along. Kaylee singled the 7. Jackson went 2, 5, 6, and I went the all button way to just kind of get me through this one. Race number 9, we're going to mile and a 16th optional claiming company. I'll throw the ticket back up on the screen. I went 7, 9, 10. Jackson went 1, 7, and Kaylee went 7, 9, 10. Oh, let me take that. Yep, there we go. All right. So hold on. I already forgot what everybody played. Jackson went 1, 7. Kaylee went 7, 9, 10. And I also went 7, 9, 10. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Jackson, you'll lead us off by talking about the 1 who is all the way out here outside in post position 9, Enigmatic.
Yeah, bit of a tough sell on this one just based on the form, but I'm looking at this race as a whole. There's really not that much other speed outside of the 3. So hoping this one can make the front end. This is a horse they tried to get on the turf a long time ago, got washed off, and she won. That was her best effort. She's been on the dirt ever since. But I do think it's interesting that Nevin, claims her and immediately puts her on the turf. I do like that. I think it shows intent that this is what they want to do all along. They were just going to wait for the right grass race, and I think they may have found it. It's still a giant question mark, but I do think this is the right situation for her to get to the front end, hopefully uncontested, and take this field a long way. I hope the 1A does not draw in because that'll definitely hurt the price quite a bit. So the 1A does draw in, and I think I'd be a lot less inclined to use this one as prominently.
Yeah, I like it. I typed the ticket. Kaylee went 2, 7, 9, 10. So we'll go down to the rail. Your morning line favorite, Ola Gata for Chad Brown, Eric Cancel in the irons. What do you like about this one, Kaylee?
Yeah, this one, if I do end up playing the pick 6, I'll probably consider singling this one because I'm going to have to find probably 2 singles there. Right. But this one, I think, second off the bench, went a mile last time out, didn't do too much running, but at least made up some ground. First off the bench, you can kind of excuse it. Now second, obviously the horse in his cycle runs better second off the bench. Mile and a 16th is the perfect distance. There's a decent amount of speed in the race for this horse to sit right off of, sit mid-pack type of trip. And yeah, so I put this one on my ticket. Looks pretty competitive just based on figures and the trip that she should be able to get. And then I went 2, 7, 9, 10. And then, yeah, so I spread a little bit in this one. The 7 also looked dangerous. Another one coming second off the bench, caught good turf. First off, you can excuse that. If you go back to race 3 back, that mile and a 16th race at Laurel Park, that horse ran a 76 buyer. That was, I think, the best race that horse has ever run. So I think getting back to that distance, this horse should sit a nice trip and gets Kendrick Carmouche aboard as well for the first time ever. And then I went with the 9 as well, who's coming in off the bench, but won in her second start off the bench as well. So that was a positive to see. Another one that just fits really well here, speed figure wise, and should sit a nice mid-pack type of trip, and also gets first time Lasix as well. And then I went with the 10 as well, who obviously won last time out, first time getting to try this distance, and now is going to go the same distance again, draws to the outside, hopefully can get a nice spot, save a little bit of ground on the rail, but probably be key where this one sits, because obviously she did draw the far outside, but just another one with a bit of late kick that I wanted on my ticket. Looks like there's a decent amount of speed in here.
Yeah, definitely. I used the 7, 9, and 10 as well. I thought the 10 deserved a look just because of that good late closing kick, and is rounding into form, third start of the form cycle. Mm-hmm. Downtown Channel, one that I like fresh off the bench for Horacio De Paz and Ricardo Santana. They team up to do some nice work. And the 7 kind of has all the same angles as the 2. Oligata, second off the bench, caught the the good turf, got a decent pace to run into, but has all the reason to improve. So I want to use this one with Kendrick aboard over the 2-1 favorite Oligata, but 7, 9, 10 for me. Jackson, do we? Oh, you use the 7. What'd you like about this one?
Yeah, I echo everything Kaylee said. I do think with Kendrick getting aboard with this horse, she may be a little bit closer to the pace than she has been in the past or her last couple starts. Because you look at the race at Laurel, she was a lot closer that day. Even the Colonial race, she was closer. That was a much faster pace and probably might develop here. So hoping she can kind of get the jump on Oligata, who's obviously the horse to beat. But anytime these horses come back, I mean, she was terrible last time. She didn't run a step. So it's Chad. It's the horse is going to take all the money in the world. I feel like that's a horse you're supposed to try to beat and hope that she's not the same horse she was last year.
I agree. I think you are supposed to beat the 2 in this spot, but it's a difficult sequence, and I can understand why you'd use it, Kaylee, considering you singled and it spread leg, so you might as well cover yourself here moving forward. So that certainly makes sense. But yeah, I agree. I think Oligata could certainly win and best this field, but I think you should try and beat her unless you have a strong opinion elsewhere. That's race number 9, mile and a 16th. One more time with the pick 6 tickets. I went 7, 9, 10. Jackson went 1, 7, and Kaylee went 2, 7, 9, 10. We'll go now to the last race number 10 here, as I just mess around with everything on the screen. All right. In the last, guys, it's so hot in this room. I'm delirious. I went 7, 12. Jackson went 1, 7. Kaylee went 7, 9. So we got to start with the common runner with all of us. That's the 7 Motel Patel, who I think we've talked about on this show a couple times before as well. Kaylee, we'll start with you. This first time gelding gets onto the turf. What'd you like about this one?
First time gelding gets onto the turf. Obviously, this one has tried to go on the turf last time, got taken off, as well as, in the horse's third start as well. The horse has honestly had some pretty bad luck. The first 2 starts caught sloppy tracks, and then, has tried going on the turf, only really got one stab at the turf. And if you look at the pedigree, the dam side's all turf, half sibling. You can see really good runner on the turf. The horse's name is Frat. Sprinting on the turf. So seems like this is certainly what this horse wants to do. Obviously gets Carmouche back aboard again. First time gelding. There's a lot to like. The horse has really good speed as well. So I think potentially could get loose here. Certainly
I can
my ticket.
I definitely agree. There is a little bit of rain in the forecast, so maybe the track is going to change a bit, but turf sprints have been playing so speedy at BAQueduct the past couple of weeks. Obviously, I know we took the week off there, but it still looks like speed is all the place to be. While routing, you can come from significantly off of it. The winner of the last race today broke about 5 lengths slow and still managed to win. Don't know the quality of that field, but at least that shows you that there isn't a crazy bias there. So maybe something to look for. I always love these silks. They have the chocolate milk bottle on them. Jackson, you used the 1 Prince of Dance, first time starter for Chris Englehart. This one's by War Dancer. What'd you like about this one?
So this would actually probably be the 1A. I don't think if the 1A does not get in, I will just be singled with the 7. So that's what it is.
Other Englehart runner then.
Other Englehart runner, yeah. Just had a lot of trouble last time on the turf. I know he got a good setup that day, but he did come running late. Again, I mentioned the trouble, and will be a big price if he comes in. And like I said, I like to have a speed horse, and I like to have a horse from off the pace and cover it from both ends. I like the 7 quite a bit in this spot. I think he's way the horse to beat. He's going to be in front. They have to catch him. A lot of things working against that one, really the last 3 or 4 starts. So I think that horse is going to take some beating in this race.
Me too. I think the 7's going to take some significant play, and rightfully so. I think the 7's a pretty strong use here. Who else did we use in this last leg? Kayla used the 9 Ori, Mike Maker, second off the bench.
Yeah, Mike Maker second off the bench. This horse, obviously, I mean, yeah, caught good turf course last time. I mean, there is some rain in the forecast, but it's kind of scattered a little bit tomorrow.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I'm kind of hoping it's supposed to rain. I mean, like a week straight after tomorrow. So I'm really hoping the rain kind of just holds off for a day. It looks super scattered. I don't really see it being significant. Obviously, don't mark my words, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think if this horse catches a little bit of firmer turf, should be pretty dangerous. Has good enough speed to get into the mix. Mike Maker second off the bench, good angle, and yeah, this horse has run races good enough to beat this field. So I'm hoping second off the bench maybe takes a little bit of a step forward as well.
Yeah, certainly capable to take a step forward here. The last horse to talk about is the number 12, Cousin Ed. 7 is obviously going to be up on the lead, Moto Patel with Kendrick. This one I thought could be a little bit mid-pack, maybe get a jump on some of those deeper closers. I like this one going 6 furlongs. Obviously, hard loss last time out. Coming out of the same race as Kaylee, the number 9, Ori, finished ahead of that one, just finished second by a neck. Gets Dylan Davis, and IRAD to Dylan Davis isn't that big of a stretch, as Dylan Davis has been riding fantastic. This one's clearly bred to love sprinting on the turf, so I want to give this one more look for a hot Jorge Abreu barn who's been firing pretty well up in New York. So I thought Cousin Ed and Moto Patel was kind of all I needed to get through here. Jackson, any other runners you'd like to talk about in here, or is it just pretty straightforward with the 7?
Yeah, I'm going to be all 7, a little bit of 1A if the 1A draws in, but interesting sequence, I thought. You have some decisions to make, some competitive races for sure, and now you have the added pick 6 carryover too, which that first leg looks very tough as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays.
Yeah, that first leg looks really tough. It's going to be fun to participate in. I'm certainly going to be firing away with at least a couple tickets going into that pick 6, just because I think that pool on a Saturday is going to get pretty massive. Speaking of Saturdays, the 3 of us are going to be back on screen tomorrow for the Saturday show. We're gonna start at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So a little bit of a different setup, but that is because ABR is also going to be live with Dan Torchman and Jessica Paquette for Haskell Preview Day, and that is at 3:30 Eastern time, 12:30 Pacific time. Did that a little backwards, but they are going to be live going over the late pick 5, I believe, those last 5 races from Monmouth Park tomorrow. So that's obviously going to be something everyone should tune into. But getting back to our pick 5 tickets one more time to walk it through, I went in the first leg with the 1A and the 4, singled the 7, hit the all button, used 7, 9, 10 with 7, 12 to round us out for a $54 ticket. Jackson, take us through your very expensive pick 5 ticket here.
Yeah, really reaching for the stars on this one. I went first leg, went the 4. That's probably my strongest opinion of the whole sequence. I know it's not too creative with Smooth Breeze, but I just think he's a really talented horse. Second leg going to be 1, 6, 8, trying to have the speed horse on the inside and then the closers from off of it in the 6 and the 8. Third leg is wide open. I think I mentioned it's everyone's spread leg. Give me 2, 5, 6 there, trying to beat the favorites in that spot. Then 1, 7, and then 1A 7 to finish it off. So a lot of the same numbers on my tickets, but if this last race stays on the turf, yeah, very, very big win bet on the 7, I think, is coming.
Yep, I would agree. Kaylee, take us through your $36 pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, I went 1, 2, 4 in the first leg. I mean, I spread a little bit. Obviously, I have that one single with the 7 in the third leg. I think honestly that the other 7, Motel Patel is the name, I'm pretty sure is going to end up probably being another single if I do play the pick 6. I mean, I just took a glance at the first leg. I think you can put together a pretty skinny ticket, single in a couple of legs and spread in the others, and get some prices tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to be playing the pick 6, but still using a lot of these same common horses that we talked about. And a lot of us share pretty similar opinions, honestly, in our tickets. We share a lot of the same horses, so
we do. Yeah,
we may have to talk tomorrow, guys. We may have to get a little group pick 6 going.
We should.
We might have to, because that first leg there is a coupled entry that looks very tough for Linda Rice. both with significant drop downs. One has some good early speed going the miles. So yeah, it looks like one where if you take a couple, strong plays at a single, you can spread, and this thing could still definitely pay really nicely given how much money is in the carryover pool and then how difficult those other legs of the sequence might be. So intrigued and ready to fire away tomorrow. That'll be going off at, let me see what time, 3:06 Eastern. So right towards the end of our show, I believe, is when that will probably be the last race. We'll probably end around there. But yeah, no, that's something to look forward to tomorrow, as well as obviously the Saturday show with the three of us on the screen. So be sure to check us out. Those are our Pick 5 tickets for tomorrow at Belmont at the Big A. Jackson, any parting words before we get it going?
Nope. Looking forward to tomorrow. I know it's a little slower weekend compared to last week with all the Belmont stuff, but there's still some good racing tomorrow. So hopefully the weather cooperates all over the country because it's a little iffy.
Definitely. Kaylee, any parting words?
Immersive's coming back tomorrow. So, I mean, I've been waiting on this one for a long time. So I'm really excited for tomorrow. Excited to put a Pick 6 ticket together as well, but mostly excited about Immersive.
Yeah, you're not the only one. The boys in blue have been waiting to see Immersive back on the track. After all, that was who they valued higher than Good Cheer, who was undefeated going into last Friday. And is now 6 for 7, something like that. But
must be nice to have the Oaks winner. And then, I also have the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner coming back at the same time.
Exactly. So that's one hell of a two-headed monster. Not to mention the best 3-year-old in the country.
Oh yeah,
and also in the not to mention you also have the Belmont and Derby winner in your stable. An embarrassment of riches for the Godolphin team. So we'll see Immersive make her return tomorrow. Jackson, you got to make your way out to New York at some point this summer because Jackson's.
I got my Godolphin blue on. I'm finally on the bandwagon after picking against Consolidated.
There you go.
3 straight races.
You got to make it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I think I owe Kaylee a little bit of money on her side bet.
Yeah, you probably do. You got to make it out to New York strictly just to meet Marty Shapiro, Kaylee's dad, because that guy is awesome to be around. So,
heard y'all had a great time. So
that was tons of fun. I'll be back at Saratoga this summer, without a doubt. So. All right, for the three of us, that has been Big Hoof Energy episode 23, late pick 5 tomorrow from BAQueduct. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern for the Saturday show on ABR Live. We'll see you then.